All right, I decided I'm going to do it mostly on the conventional mill. I did look and I can't find a woodruff cutter. I thought I had a bigger woodruff cutter, but I don't. So I don't have one. I don't have one that will reach in far enough. It'll reach almost, so I'm going to go most of the way with it, but I'm going to swing the radius first here. And in order to do that, this is a homemade jobby that I use for swinging radiuses. I can put a clamp on here and then swing around to the clamp over here. That's what I usually do. But the first thing I got to do is dial in the center, and then I'm going to have to go make a plug for this size. But I'm going to dial in the center there first so I can get it on center. So I got a 1/2 inch collet in there. Nope, I got a small 1/4 inch collet in there. All right. And just kind of eyeballing it, looking at it, at the needle and getting it close to the center. So now we'll move over here to this, eyeball this to the center. There we go. Drop it down in there. This really doesn't have to be, it could be off center and I could still do it. Well, no, I couldn't, because I have to put the plug into this and center that. So I need to center anyway. Let's take this vise handle out of here before I get it all dialed in and then open up the vise. All right. So we're too deep with the indicator down in the threads. No wonder it's looking weird. All right. 0, 0. Wow. 0. I moved it about 1.5 thou. Move that back there. Now we're at 0. At 0. And gotta move it about 1 thou. 0. Just a shade over and just a shade over. All right, 0 everything. And go to absolute. All right, so that's dialed in. So now what we need to do is make a plug for this so I can center that, and then I'll have to drill and tap some more holes to clamp this down. Probably just drill on both sides of this and put a screw in there with a washer. I've used this for quite a few. I made plates to fit on here with holes, and maybe I'll do that. And center it that way. That way I don't have holes in my, more holes in my arm here that I'm swinging. I'll just have it in this plate instead. But first thing I gotta do is make a plug for this. So we gotta go over to the lathe, turn up a 5/62. I'm gonna turn it 5/62 to fit in here and 3/8 to fit in the collet. So So let's go over to the mill, or to the lathe, to the mill. Really nice outside again today. Let's move you over closer, if I can, without wrecking something. All right. So, I just want a piece of scrap aluminum, a little bit bigger than that, so I can turn it down. This piece will work just fine for that. I don't know what I actually used it for, but I know what the scrap part of it is going to get used for. I'm going to have to cut a little close on that piece of 9/16. Yeah, it's in the 40s outside today, so it's pretty nice out. A very light breeze. I just came back from a walk. Took Rowdy for a walk. He wouldn't let me alone. Every time I came in the house, he was whining and crying. He wanted to go. He's spoiled. Come on. I'm getting close. A little more. There we go. All right. Let's take a light cut on there and see where we're at first. Let's turn this to a slower RPMs. Get that oil flowing. Get the oil flowing around on the gears, so the gears aren't dry and the bearings aren't dry. All right, kick her up to 1,000. We want 462, if I remember right. Or 562. Okay. Like. And we are at somewhere over 600. I'll take another 20 off of there, see if it cleans up so I can get a good reading. It's just a little piece of scrap. There we go. It's all cleaned up now. We are at we're at 603. Okay, 0.603. Enter. We want to go to 562, so let's take her down to 562. Well, we'll go 563. See if she fits. I don't want it to fit tight, and I don't want it to fit loose. That's a little too tight. Oh, there we go. That's almost perfect fit right there. Exactly what I'm looking for. So we'll go ahead and we'll turn it down a ways. And then we'll turn a 3/8 spud out on the end of it. And I end up with about 562.5. All right. So the readout's pretty close, and we want to go to. Let's just go to 500. And I can use a 1/2 inch collet. Alright, that way we can use a 1/2 inch collet. Now let's just part it off. Right there. Give it a little deburr. Oh, it's not tight enough. Just slip it in the collet. Put a little too much pressure on it and it was slipping in the collet. Alright, that's a little hot. A little hot to pick up. Ooh, that's warm. Alright, we'll move back over to the mill. And you'll see what I'm doing here. If you can catch on to what I'm doing. Oh, still got a burr around. Hot. Still got a burr around the edge of it here. I'm gonna get on the buffer here and buff that burr off. It won't fit in the. It will not fit in the part that way. Went around it a couple times. Let's see if it'll fit in. Oh yeah. All right. So now we got a 1/2 inch collet in there. Or inch wide. Oh, I don't have it even tightened up. Didn't really need it tightened up. All right, we'll stick that in here. Find a hole. Snug it up. Now, come down, and we're going to use the scrap one first, or the setup one part. Yep, I need to go up. Right, so now that's on center, and I was going to do that in that block. So let's pull that up, come over here and put this on. Will that fit in between? No, it won't. Will it fit this way? It may not fit on here with that, unless I countersink or counterbore those holes. Let's see. Yeah, I have to counterbore those holes or countersink them and put flush head screws in. Oh well, I'll put them in here. All right. So we'll come over here. Get in the hole, lock it down, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a transfer punch and put some screw holes in there. All right. Should be around 1/4 inch. Yep. How am I going to hammer that? How am I going to tap that? It was a good idea. I'll just clamp that with a C clamp or can't twist clamp for temporarily. A small one. I'll just come in here and try to clamp that in place. That way I can lift the quill up. And hopefully it'll stay in the spot where it's supposed to be. Okay, we'll tighten that up. Now we can lift this out of there. Maybe. Okay, which side is it hitting on? Can't twist clamp, pushed it that way a little bit. That's better. The can't twist, the first time the can't twist clamp pushed it a little bit. All right, so now let's knock some center punch mark holes in, or marks in there. Right about here. Okay, let's move it off to the side, or out. We zeroed everything, so. And we're going to come around to here, so I'm going to put it right here. And right here. I'm going to go back a little bit with this one. Alright. Now, we'll have to pick up those marks and drill a number 7 drill for a 1/4 inch hole. Take our little alignment spud out of there. and don't lose it. We'll be using it when we put that part on. And okay, in order to line that up, I'm taking a small drill and putting in here. I could put my edge finder with the point on it, but I find that I have better luck with just a small drill coming down in the hole or the center punch mark and watching real close at which way it moves, if it moves. Right there. Okay, gotta get a number 7. Number 7 for a 1/4 inch. I don't know if I'm gonna get that in there. Well, I know I'm not. Boop. All right, well, I'll count how many turns I go down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That way I can put it back in the same spot that it was. Although, if I quick put an indicator in here, I'll just do that and check it. Okay. Next one. Slide that over. It's gonna come out. In. Right there. And put that drill back. Number 7, just don't bump that and move it. Okay. Number 7, put that away. Take the drill chuck out. No, I'm not going to power tap them. Let's put the transfer punches away before I knock them on the floor and have them all over the place. I've done that before. Knocked them on the floor and unfortunately they bounced just right or whatever and they all came out. Okay, so now we got to tap those holes. Let's get a tap. 1/4 inch. Quarter 20. Tap wrench. and the tap guide. Right? Oop. Oh. What the hell? What the hey? There we go. Jeez, my eyes are playing tricks on me here big time. This tap guide block just holds it so that the tap is somewhat perpendicular. This is Mix 6 material that I'm tapping in. Really gummy. It's like a, well, it is. It's a pressed aluminum. It's just like if you took a bunch of chips and pressed them together real hard. I heard people call it it's not a cast aluminum. Believe me, it's not. It's like I say, I think it's actually made with aluminum chips and stuff pressed under high pressure. Hopefully I drilled that one far enough. We'll see, I guess. Give them a little bit of a... Alright. Take apart. Go back to 0. Did I crank it on X too? I don't remember cranking it on X. We'll see here. Yeah, I apparently did. Well, I'm going to go up that inch again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And back up there. Apparently I did crank it on... Oh yeah, I did when I was lining up that hole. Silly. There we go, that's more like it. That's more better. Now, line up this. Lock it. Get a couple screws. Boy, I don't know. Pretty close to the edge. A couple 3/4 inch screws ought to do it. Too long, too long. See, I had a clamp here. There we go. There's a washer on it that I can use. Need another. Actually, I think